Are you going to start?
Yes, I'm going to start, but they always like this part at the beginning when we don't know what the hell we're doing. So start filming this part. Can we start filming?
We're filming already.
All right. Are you going to start this time?
No, yours. God dang, I just said, are you going to start? You said you were going to start.
Okay, fine. Are you ready?
Yeah. Wednesday wrap-up, 2/27.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Gordon.
Hi, I'm Sylvia Gordon.
And this is our Wednesday wrap-up. We wrap up everything that happened in insurance this week. Join us for 20 minutes of fascinating details.
Fascinating.
Stuff that's in your emails that you're not reading.
All right, let's do this.
Boom!
We could have said Wednesday wrap-up, raining down insurance information.
Oh, I like that.
Rain.
Fake coffee drinking. Thank you for my fans that suggested that I drink coffee.
Mine is not fake.
I don't drink coffee.
I have my coffee residue in there.
Comfort. Okay. Had a lot of good comments on your jingles.
I can't.
First of all, I did wear a wig in that last video last week, and I got a little harsh back. My head, the red bob. That's a wig, people. Calm down.
Well, I like the necklace. I like the shirt.
I actually got my hair done today.
And I like the hair.
Necklace. Yeah, so that was a wig. I have wigs. I like wigs. Don't panic.
That looks you got it going on today. I don't think our viewers realize the amount of work we put into this.
So right, I'm 53. I'm working hard here. Okay?
I'm 76. This is hard.
Okay, what happened in insurance this week? Oh wow. You'd think for February it'd be slow, but the government is hard at work.
I'm super excited. Just speaking about the government, going to CapCon this week. Capital Conference with the National Association of Health Underwriters. So it'll be interesting what I get to bring back with all the cool stuff going on in Washington.
Right. And we get asked that a lot. Like, what industry meetings could I go to further my further your career? And like I said before, there's some that are just kind of useless, but it's good to network after and before them. CapCon's good all around because you learn a lot of good information at it, and then you get to lobby on Capitol Hill, which is a great experience.
Super cool.
And then you're meeting with insurance agents from all around the country, and
it's cool.
It's good. It's February in DC. It's expensive. I don't like to go every year. Cool. Well, there's not a meeting on the planet I want to go to every year. Even if it was the greatest meeting, no. But I like to go every other year, or every couple years, just because it's a big investment of your time. You're out of the field. It's money. But I think Capital Conference is something that everybody should go to every once in a while.
Come in, Scott.
Oh, our guest is here. Is he here? Okay, well, I will cede my chair.
Da, 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 da. We have a special guest today.
I'll be back. He has real coffee. You can drink real coffee.
Lucky. Come on in, Scott. So we have a special guest today, Scott Handlon with Oak Street Clinics. And welcome to the weekly Wednesday wrap-up.
Thank you.
I don't think he knows what to expect.
The wacky Wednesday wrap-up.
It is the week. It's great. And the reason why we did this is because Sylvia and I get bazillion emails throughout the week. Mm-hmm. And I realized one of my reps had called me and said, Rebecca, this is super important. Did you read my email? Mm-hmm. And I said, no. I basically stopped reading your emails like a year ago because I get so many. I can't even begin to keep up. And then the guilt was killing me that I wasn't. So I just stopped. Sorry. So, how many agents would be like that? Probably everybody.
Yep.
And especially the more diversified of an agent, the more you're getting stuff from everywhere. Da, 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 da. So that's why we did the weekly Wednesday wrap-up. We pull out the important things and send them out. So
makes sense.
It's been fun. But I'm really excited to have you here because Oak Street Clinic is one of my most favorite things to talk about. And you have exciting news. But what I would first want you just to tell the viewership, because you guys you started out regional, right? Like
started out of Chicago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're going everywhere. So tell all the friends, what is Oak Street? Why are you part of it? And then we'll go from there.
Sure. Well, I've been a part of healthcare basically since right out of school, from working at Johnson & Johnson, Eli Lilly, and IU Health. Proud to say I've been part of some pretty great institutions in the healthcare industry. However, that being said, being at Oak Street is probably the most special place I've ever been a part of, and I think it's because of the mission. I think that's why you've got a certain love for what and
right
softness
here.
for
Right here.
a heart for what we're doing. And the agents that work for us are the same way. They've got a heart for our mission. We are going into the communities all over the Midwest right now where the greatest need is. And what you're going to see with our patient population, they really are the folks that have the most illnesses, the most comorbidities, the greatest number of comorbidities, I should say. And they're not getting the health care they need. Traditionally, they've been folks that go to the emergency room from the time they're born to
That's
their
their doctor.
And then they finally age into Medicare, and they've got an opportunity to have really great health care if they know how to access it. The problem is there's a lot of healthcare illiteracy in the population that we're serving. When you talk about Marion County and certain parts in Allen County and Indiana, for instance, there's a lot of folks that really don't even know where to begin in terms of accessing the right health care. And because of that, their health outcomes are pretty poor.
It's, our whole healthcare system, I think, is like Legos, or could be like Legos. You can tell I'm a mother of 4 and spent many hours playing Legos. But it's really basic. If you have people your consumer who know how to get the help that they need, right? And they have guidance agents helping them, then those doctors can be on top of any of their conditions or prevent conditions. And then we're not going to the ER so many times a year. Maybe we never go, and we just stay on this road of prevention, and we're happy and healthy, and we have the same healthcare quality opportunities that middle income, upper income people have.
Correct.
Right?
It's in my mind, the simplest way to put it is Oak Street Health is kind of concierge service for those that aren't in the elite status in terms of wealth.
That is so true. I wouldn't dream of going a year without having a PAP. I wouldn't dream of, I do mammograms every year. Wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't dream of not going and have, I get, Dr. Oz said that you should have like a body scan every year, for melanomas.
Yeah.
Wouldn't dream of not doing it. I do it. It's the first thing beginning of every year. And for those folks who have no direction, no guidance. So what Oak Street are these clinics where they're going into the underserved, low income
In many cases, yes.
areas, and they're putting these state-of-the-art clinics. And then once they have these awesome clinics, then they have a group of people going out into the community, spreading the word. Hey, come to the clinics. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. The outreach group that you're referring to for each clinic consists somewhere between 5 and 8 folks with an outreach director that's over them. The cool part about it is our agent partners are actually out there in the field with them. They're doing grassroots marketing together. And that's what makes Oak Street special when it comes to the insurance industry, is we're actually partners in this.
Right.
We're all trying to do the right thing by these folks that really need our help. And I also wanted to comment, the thing you said about prevention, I think that's the big differentiator for Oak Street Health, is it is about value-based healthcare versus volume. And it really isn't about socioeconomics.
So that is super cool. So I want to jump on that. When I went to Oak Street, I went to one of their clinics, and the reason why Scott is here is they've expanded. So not only do they have their existing clinics, we're going to talk about the other new expansion as well as the carriers that they partner with. See, if I don't write stuff down, I will have short-term memory. So you make sure I go back to the prevention. But about the grassroots, so a lot of you will come to me and say, how do I get into the dual market? I want to get into the D-SNP because it sounds so easy. You could write people all year long, blah, blah, blah. And that's all grassroots. That's working in the pantries. That's being involved in the local churches, the community centers. Not just showing up and thinking, I'm going to write, 10 people really fast and adios, and I just made a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's the grassroots. So the whole segment here is we're looking, I always like to jump to the chase. our whole reason we're making this our feature is we're looking for agents, the right agent, to work in these clinics. And I say the right agent because it's going to take that person who's going to do grassroots work.
100%.
And so as you're watching this and you're thinking about it, and now's the best time to get into the dual market. We're in February. We have plenty of time to really dive in and learn this market well, because it is different than a regular Advantage plan. Then we have time to hit open enrollment.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why this is so awesome that you're able to join us. But prevention, I am a huge believer. Another thing, if everybody did their physicals once a year, if everybody, God, if we all took our health more seriously, we'd be in such better shape. But you guys do something so crazy cool that I learned about when I went to one of your clinics, about when a first-time patient comes in.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So, first of all, the first step in all that is we pick you up. We will go and pick you up. Anyone that's been around Oak Street, you'll see our green vans.
Yep.
So it's a really nice service. One of the biggest obstacles or hurdles to healthcare is transportation for our seniors. So being able to go and pick them up, and actually the transportation shows up on time and gets you there to the clinic before your appointment. That sounds simple, but it doesn't happen for these folks. Most of the time the ride doesn't show up or it's late, all right? So we get them there with the vans. We're doing resource reviews with them before they go in and see the doctor. So a lot of times they don't realize they qualify for Medicaid or extra help. And we're doing that work. We're helping them understand that and getting them that extra help. That's a pretty emotional thing for a lot of them because they're struggling even to get food on the table. Mm-hmm. So when you can provide that kind of a service to them, it's really awesome. The big thing they experience is their time is valued. When they go in to see the doctor for the first time, the doctor's not sitting on the computer staring at it. Mm-hmm. The doctor only has about 500 patients on their panel versus 3,000 or 4,000 for every other primary care doctor. So they can actually spend time with them. And that first visit, actually the first 2 visits, is 40 minutes with the provider. That's how you do prevention. Right. Because now we can actually look you in the eyes and ask you many, many questions to find out what's really going on.
Funny.
And so instead of
deep in my eyes
instead of only one issue that you get to address in 5 minutes, you've got 40 minutes to really tell us everything that's going on. And that's how you avoid missing things like a sore on the foot for a diabetic that could lead to amputation down the road. We see things like 97, 98% reduction in amputations due to diabetes simply because we're paying attention and we're asking you questions and we're looking eyeball to eyeball. It's really that simple.
Hey everybody, it's Randy Pearson. I'm the Vice President of Life and Annuities at Gord Marketing, and it's that time of year again. It's March Madness. We've got our 10th annual Life and Annuity Expo coming on March 7th. You know, oftentimes when I'm traveling around the country, I have agents, I have advisors, I've got guys who run brokerage agencies like me asking, why do we do that? Why do we have such a big and exciting expo? Well, we do it because nobody else is. We've got 30 plus carriers and vendors coming in to provide you with information on how to grow your business. We've got over 200 agents in attendance. We've got a wealth of information that'll drive your revenue in 2019. But why do we do it for the most part? Because we just want to have fun. So March 7th, click on the link below to register for our Life and Annuity Expo. It's game time, baby!
Gordon Marketing's big 10th annual Life and Annuity Expo 2019, Thursday, March 7th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Marriott Renaissance Indianapolis North in Carmel, Indiana. Go online and register now or call 1-800-388-8342 extension 310 and don't miss the Expo in 2019.
So let's talk about what carriers do you guys work with?
So across Oak Street, we take multiple carriers. From Humana to Anthem, Aetna, Cigna, Centene / an Ohio Buckeye.
Oh, okay.
So
UHC?
Not in UHC. We do have in parts Chicago, Northwest Indiana, etc. Though there will be an expansion, which I can't really talk a lot about right now, at least not immediately, within Indiana and Detroit. Michigan, I should say. That'll be coming out really soon. That news on who else will be added to carriers that we can take. So.
Are you allowed to talk about states, all the states that you're in now, and where you're going to expand?
Great question. Right now we are in Illinois, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, and Philadelphia or Pennsylvania. We're expanding into Michigan, going up to Flint. So we're in Detroit right now. We'll be adding 2 clinics in Flint. We're moving into Rhode Island this year as well, adding a 4th clinic in Cleveland.
Cleveland, huge.
Yeah, Cleveland's a huge opportunity. And we're seeing dramatic growth. It's really January on, it's really started snowballing as we've, part of it is building trust in the community. You go into a new market, it takes a little while because they're like, who are these people? They're new, I don't trust them. Now that a few folks have had a great experience, that's snowballing. Philadelphia is the same way. We have 7 clinics there and it's really taken off. Going into North Carolina,
Awesome.
over the next 2 or 3 years, up to 12 clinics in North Carolina.
That's exciting.
And then, down the road, a couple of years down the road and further, you'll see us heading to the West Coast,
Nice.
Possibly Phoenix and California and things like that, Texas, back to the East Coast.
Everywhere.
Hopefully plans for Atlanta and things like that. So getting into the big cities where the greatest needs are.
So for the agents that have worked in your clinics to date, can you give us an idea, how much are they writing during AEP? Or how much do the clinics, you've told me this, like how much, the one clinic I think I visited.
So you can have, in Indianapolis alone, somewhere, you have to realize, this is something we didn't talk about before, but when you look at the folks we're meeting in the community right now, today, you're looking somewhere between 50 to 60% of them are on traditional. They're not on a managed care plan that we're running into. So they can see us. We can sign them up for a welcome visit or first appointment right now. Now, from an agent standpoint, we at some point want to connect them to our agents because that's not the best health care for them. They're missing out on a lot, as you guys know.
Yeah.
And during AEP, we're trying to get all these folks that are already patients of ours connected to our agents to talk to them about the new plans that are coming out, what might be the best choice for them, right? So if you're talking 40, 50% of your population are on traditional, that's a huge opportunity for conversion and getting them to the right plan. So that's why you see somewhere around 1,000 during AEP enrollments just from existing patients of ours. So pretty cool.
So you say there's a chance.
Yes.
So you say there's a chance. So what else would you want us to know about? Are you guys making money? I always wonder that. Like, are you making money? Because someone has to make money to do this.
Yeah, and it's, we do contracts that are value-based contracts with folks like Anthem, Humana, et cetera. Those allow us to focus on prevention. If we keep you healthy, we make more money. That's essential. I can't get into all the details, but it's really a cool thing when you can do good and make money. There's nothing better, right? So yes, we've reached a threshold now, and that's why you're seeing we're accelerating our growth and getting into markets that we're not in right now.
Why do you think some clinics don't work?
For whom?
So you guys, I think you assumed some clinics in Philadelphia, didn't you?
We did.
Because they didn't work.
Yeah, there's some secret sauce to what we do.
Well, I'm not looking for sauce, but you will see other clinics, is my point. And what I have seen with clinics, you guys, everything you're doing is working. So
we can take our recipe and apply it anywhere, and it works.
And it works.
Which is unusual. The others that are trying to do what we're doing, it's kind of hit or miss for them.
Yeah.
We have a really strong, detail-oriented plan from a health outcome standpoint, population health standpoint. All of our staff they're motivated. I mean, they all have incentives to do the right thing, even the physicians. So if you get those kind of incentives, then you are worried about whether you make that specialist appointment if you're the doctor.
Right.
Other practices may not be as concerned about that because it doesn't fall into their bailiwick.
Right.
I mean, they're going to show up 3 months from now and you're going to find out they never went to it. That's not happening with us.
Right.
So.
Can agents easily come to a clinic and check it out? Because that's what I wanted to do. The first time I heard the pitch, I wanted to see it. I wanted to experience how big was it, how clean was it.
Absolutely. We do have open houses at noon on every Thursday across every Oak Street. That's one way to do it, but you can also get in contact with us. Even if you got on our website and got a hold of us that way, it's going to be directed back to the local leadership.
Okay. I would say if you want to see that, what would be easier, because with all their expansion, you're everywhere, email me, Rebecca,
Perfect.
REBECCA @gordonmarketing.com. In the subject, put Oak Street, because I've already told you how good I am at reading emails. and I'll help facilitate getting it set up so you can do a tour. And agents can do meetings in the clinics.
Yep, 100%.
I mean, it's.
I mean, to that point, oftentimes we have agents that want to have 10 or 12 people in a meeting, and it costs them money to go do that somewhere else to rent
Sure.
space. We have training space that you can use. We've always got you want to meet clients there, feel free to do that. We will find space, a closed door meeting you need to have, we will have space for you. And for our population areas that we're in, that's really important because oftentimes they don't want you to meet them at their homes. So now you have a central place for them to meet.
Yeah, and an agent may not want to go to the homes. It's a nice, it's a central, it's and they're beautiful. I was really shocked.
How much does
beautiful.
it cost again?
0.
How do you make 0 better? Oh my God, the chicken's back. Scott, thank you very much. I know you're insanely busy. He's traveling everywhere, and he totally made a special trip out here to see us. And our job, we want to find you, the agent with the big heart, and team you up because it's worth it. If this is making sense to you, you got to reach out to me. You got to email me, and I'll put you in touch with Scott and with the directors of the different facilities. So right now we have Indianapolis, Fort Wayne, Chicago, Detroit, Flint,
Gary, Hammond, Cleveland, Philadelphia. Yep.
So we have, and that's not just one clinic. I mean, like Philadelphia has 7.
7 clinics.
So there's lots and lots and lots, and lots more coming. So thank you, sir. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Rebecca.
And that's all for this week's Weekly Wednesday wrap up. Here is Sylvia and her chicken Beulah. Have a great day, good sales. We'll talk to you guys soon. Oh my God, he put his butt on.